Howdy and welcome to a off-script vlog. I'm going to be doing a lot of these as I create this game. So I'm going to start to show you exactly how I start doing this. So first off, I'm going to just shrink myself down here a bit so you can see. So what you're actually looking at here is basically how I start to plan the game out. Now I plan things out. I don't do one giant plan and then go off. I do things in stages because it's easier for me. So, I haven't come up with a title yet, so I just call it Keep It Simple Stupid to remind me that this is a simple game. There's not going to be a lot of fancy stuff going on. Because I've tried to make games with fancy stuff and I focus too much on the bells and whistles and then I just kind of lose track and give up because it gets too complicated and I don't know where to go from there. So, of course, I've got my cast, which is my two main characters so far. Now, this will be added to it as I decide to come up with more characters, but right now, I've only got two main characters, and then everything's broken up into chapters. So, chapter 1 is basically the start of the game. It all started with a dream, and this right here is all the dialogue for the first scene. That's it. I may add stuff to it, but that's it. So then, we go to the first town. And this is what's happened in the town. So you've got all the shops right here. This is all the shops. And then points of interest. So I've only added one real point of interest right now in the town. I haven't added anything else yet. I plan on adding some more stuff to it. So that's what I've got so far. As I add more, I will do more vlogs to show you how it's going and the progress and everything. So let's take a look at what it looks like in what I've got done so far in RPG Maker. So I will be right back. Alright, so what you are looking at here is, I'm going to zoom out a bit, or zoom in a bit here, is basic start scene of it. Now, I'm not going to explain what all this is because I could do a whole video on this. Of course, this is RPG Maker VX Ace. I could do a whole video on how I'm doing this on a Mac with a program that's strictly Windows based. But I'm not going to do that. So So I could do a video on that. If you want me to do a video on how I'm doing that, let me know down in the comments, and I'll gladly do a video on that. Or if you want to know how this works and the ins and outs, I will do a video on that as well. But for the purpose of these vlogs, this is more kind of personal for me to help me keep track of everything, and so you can see how the game is going. And eventually, I'll have a demo out when I've got enough for a demo. I will put that out, and then the full game as well. Anyway, so this is just to show you how things are organized, how what you saw before translates to here. So of course we've got the start area, which is here. I have it labeled outside of Paul and Jill's house, which is basically the two main characters' house. And then is everything here. So then you go here, and you've got which is the inside of the house, which is the first floor. And then underneath that, we've got the bedroom, which is exactly where I plan on starting the character. I will literally show you from the start to the town, eventually. And then, of course, so that's all organized there. Then, of course, we've got the path to the town. I'm going to inhabit this with, right now this is basic. I'll zoom out a bit so you can see. This is kind of a basic, simple little like that. I will eventually kind of stretch these out to make little areas where there's chests and other things you can find and get and explore in the game as well. But right now, for simple purposes of just making basic progress in the game, this is how this is going to be. And then I'll click here, and you can see there's nothing here because this is not anything. This is a placeholder. This is literally where I'm going to put all the towns, just to keep things organized. So of course we got our first town here, which, as you can see, this is the first town. I haven't figured out where I'm going to have this exit go, and maybe where these exits are going to go, because I might have these as exits, but this takes you back to the path to the town. And of course, we've got a magic shop, a pub or a tavern, a supply shop, and an inn with a bedroom floor. And then all these things labeled maps, these are just simple little houses I threw in there that the player can go in and find a chest or talk to somebody. So I will show you, let's start from start to finish here. I don't have any enemies yet put into this game. I don't have any leveled up, so we'll just simply do that. If you saw on the previous screen and under Path of Interest something labeled Dragon's Breath, I will actually explain that, and then I will also show you the reference to it because it's one of my favorite little retro computer game sense of bits of humor and adventure game that I like, and I that stuck with me throughout my life growing up. So actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here while I'm still in the event creator, and I'm going to go down to starting position for player, and then I'm going to hit here. Now it's going to ask me if I want to save, so we're here. So we'll say yes, and it'll boot up. And I'm going to kind of zoom in on this a bit in a moment. So hold on 1 second. I'll have that pop up. So I'll be right back. Okay, so what you're looking at now is kind of the test play of the game. So, of course, you got... I'm going to center this here for myself. So, of course, I labeled the game I want. It's not the actual name of the game. This is also just kind of a reminder of what I'm making. Is the type of game I would want to play. The game I like. And I got that idea. What kind of an idea? I am in a RPG Maker Discord server, and I asked people how they come up with ideas for the games and the games they create. And one person had mentioned to me, think of a game I would like to play and just make it. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm adding me and what I would like in a game and what it is. And I actually sat and I thought to myself when I wrote down what I would like in a game, and then I decided to take that idea and turn it into the outline that's just starting that you saw. So we're going to go into new game. I don't have any background music or anything, so this is starts. That's the scene. And of course, you wake up after yet another dream about your father. And then we go downstairs. And immediately downstairs, of course, it tells you you're on the first floor of your house. And you've got, of course, the female character, Jill, say, I'm glad to see you're finally awake. And yeah, I know I had a late night. I kept having that dream about my dad. I will change that because that is worded wrong, but I will change it. Like I said, it's just to start. And then it says, I suppose you have to finish what he started. And yes, I have to go find the artifacts of old, which is basically, this is a simple treasure hunting, fight baddie person type game. It says, if you're going to do that, please let me come with. I guess I can let you come with. And then awesome. And then she walks to her. She'll disappear, but I'll show you what happens. You should also check out the chest in the closet before we go. Now, if I move my character after that bit of dialogue is done, as you can see, she's now behind me. And then we'll go over and hear the chest. And it says we should probably head to Brookdale and gather supplies. So it's going to tell you what I've gotten. I have one actual script attached to it. But first, before we go, we should equip the character. So I'm just going to go to here and go to optimize, so it takes one. So now, if you look, we've got 5 potions, casual clothes, because it's that, and then equipment. Of course, we've got what you just saw there. And then we're just going to leave here. Alright. Now, I have nothing here because that's just a fire going. Now, this little gravestone, I actually have something here. And it says, this is your dad's final resting place. For those of you that have known my recent events, you'll get the whole, that little thing. So then we've got the town. Now, like I said, this whole area is going to literally have areas where there's going to be monsters roaming around that you can fight, and simple monsters to fight, and you'll be able to kind of do that, or I might just have it random encounters and things where you can go get things. So now here we're in the first town. We get first character here. This is behave or you'll find yourself in jail. Different characters, different houses you can go into. Here this inn likes pets and has a good breakfast. There's a reference to something that had recently happened to me in my life. So here's the pub. So we're going to go into the pub. Alright, there it is. One of our cats. So, Yes, I had it automatically give us 50 for demonstration purposes. That's going to change because you already get gold when you got open the chest. So, you've got people you can talk to. You got here. I used to be a pirate. My ship was taken out and I'm stuck here. My sister Minerva owns the magic shop in town. So, that there's a magic shop. And then I'm a treasure hunter searching for anything worth gold. Yeah, that sort of thing. Otherwise, I've got like this old person here who just is passed out at the bar. And, this one here who just gives you a question mark because he's a little bit important in the next thing I'm going to show you. And then, so, seeing this, we have the money. You talk to the bartender and he says, "Welcome to the Dragon's Den. What can I get for now?" You can buy a drink, and of course, I've got 2 drinks. I've got rose tea and green brew. You could buy these, and these have special effects if you drink them, but that's what I'm not going to show you. That's kind of boring. I'm going to show you a reference. So, we'll go back. Try Dragon's Breath. He asks you if you are sure. You say yes. Then he asks you to fork over 50 gold pieces. You fork over 50 gold pieces. A bottle shows up in the little thing there, and then he hands you the Dragon's Breath. Then he talks to Brutus, which is the ogre thing sitting next to you. Right? The one with the question mark when we try to talk to him. And he says, "Hey Brutus, this guy thinks he can handle Dragon's Breath." Brutus says, "Good luck. I have been the only one so far." Alright? And then it stops. Now, what you need to do is we're going to go back into my inventory. We're going to go back here, and we're going to go to items. We're going to scroll over to Dragon's Breath. And then you're going to, it doesn't matter who you put it on, it's looking in this instance. We're just going to go into Paul and say Dragon's Breath. Good. You get a message. You downed a strange concoction and realize you've made a costly mistake. Next time, you should not buy a drink that comes from a smoking brew sprout. And the game is over. Alright. Now, like I said, that is a reference. Let's shut down here. That is a reference to a game that I played as a kid that has a bit of humor to it as well, and has actually multiple ways to die in it. Multiple humorous ways to die in it, and in ways they actually tell you how you died and stuff. So I will show you the scene, the death scene from that game as well. Okay, so as I mentioned before, this is actually the actual thing that is referenced in my game from the original game, Quest for Glory 1, sometimes referred to as Hero's Quest. This is the original actual CGA version of the game, which is the one I played. There's a remake of it that came out a little while, a year or two after this one was made, which is in VGA. So I'll show you how this is. So here we go. So you enter the thing, and of course there's the smoking brew sprout. You sit at it. Bartender asks what you want. Says order Dragon's Breath. The bartender emphasizes you cough up the cash. And then, "Hey Crusher, our friend here wants Dragon's Breath." Comes out like that. There you go. You drink. You never tasted anything like it before. Oh, wow. You burn into ash. You die as you burn up into ash. And my favorite, maybe you really shouldn't have tried Dragon's Breath. Better luck next time. We hope you saved your game. And that is the actual original gag from the original game that I actually recreated in my game. So I hope you enjoyed that. And anyway, thanks for watching. This is vlog 1 of this. There will be more of these coming out. I hope you enjoyed this one. I will have also regular content coming up in as well. A lot of things have happened to me recently, so I'm still dealing with that. But I will always try to make sure there's content for you guys coming out to watch. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you like this, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you like about it. Give me anything else you want to do. about it. Like I said, if you want to learn more about RPG Maker, especially VX8, let me know down in the comments. Um, I will give you that. If you want to know how I'm running a Windows program on a Mac, let me know. I will give you a video on that as well. Until then, peace out, stay frosty, and happy gaming.